What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, very excited to bring you a news update to the Japan server of One Piece Treasure Cruise. As you can see, the revitalization of shooter units has finally arrived. It's only taken them 2.5 years, 3 years or whatnot to finally bring out a shooter legend that is capable of rivaling all those top tier legends. It is Legend BEGE. Absolutely nobody saw this coming. Of course everyone knew it was going to be Legend BEGE. So thank you, Bandai. At long last, shooters are great again. If you are able to pull this unit anyway, then you are very, very lucky indeed. Once again, thank you very much to Anton Labs, the leader of the One Piece Treasure Cruise community. Essentially, he's the head of the subreddit of One Piece Treasure Cruise. So thank you very much for the data mining, Mr. Anton Labs. So Legend BEGE, he's an int shooter and driven unit, and his captain ability, Danka Bandai, it's Abilissimo, boosts attack of shooters by a flat 3.75 times and HP by 1.35 times. If the captain ability was just that, that's still really, really good. That's just really, really good. Sign-in orbs count as beneficial for shooters, which is also superb. And to top it off, if you have 6 shooter units on your crew, heal 0.5 times recovery per perfect hit during the turn at the end of the turn. So exactly like V2 Trafalgar Law in that internal healing that he has. He's also just very tanky even without that. You don't have to bring 6 shooter units, only if you want that extra recovery at the end of the turn should you bring 6 shooter units, which is a very nice thing that people overlook, is that you can bring random units on this team as well without getting punished, unlike for example Dofi V2 or Lucy. Now his special for 1 turn, boost shooters attack by 2 times. If there are 6 units on the activation of the special, decrease your crew's HP by 85% and transform your crew into Big Father. Now I don't know the specifics of Big Father and how this works just yet. I'm assuming it's very similar to General Frankie, but you will transform into Big Father after using the special. It's not a captain action. Big Father's HP is equal to 85% of the subtracted HP, so however much HP you've taken up will become Big Father's HP and no longer your crew's HP, and this will make sense in a moment. When Big Father is active, or I should say Big Father is active until his HP hits 0, and during this time no units can be blown away from your crew, and your crew specifically, with already 85% HP deducted, cannot take any additional damage. So Big Father has to be killed off first, and then your crew can be taken down to 0 HP. So when you're on 0 HP with Big Father will disassemble, but you won't lose the quest or anything that you're doing at that time. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, Big Father can't be activated when your captain is swapped or captain actions. For example, if you have 6+ Sanji or just 6-star Sanji and you captain action him away, you can't use Big Father. You also can't, for example, if you use a captain swap, so if you use Smoker or Treasure Map Crocodile to swap your captain, you can't do that and then activate Big Father. And also once you have Big Father activated, you can't use those kind of specials or captain actions either. So hopefully that makes sense. Legend BEGE, just at a glance, already probably a top 10 legend. That's a, you know, very, very good captain. Shooters have already had like the pool of units in there that make them reasonably strong. They just never had a very, very good captain. And now they have a very, very good captain with the really good subs incoming after this, because of course Legend BEGE comes with a batch. You gotta say, shooters are a pretty damn awesome class now, which is amazing. If you have limited rare recruit Dofi, congratulations, because he's a really good unit for shooter teams. I don't have him, unfortunately, despite spending like 300 gems trying to get him. Limited rare recruit Dofi, please be mine one day. So moving away from Legend BEGE, who is a very exciting unit. I really like the artwork for both versions as well. It's Chiffon, his wife. Now, Chiffon is a size shooter and fight unit. Captain ability is nothing special, but boosts attack of crew by 1.5 times, and when HP is full, reduce damage taken by a large amount. Her special is very good, unsurprisingly, for Big Father, or Big Daddy as I'm going to call him for now, Legend BEGE. Stage 1, reduce 1 turn of special bind, despair, paralysis, attack down, and for 3 turns heal 3 times recovery at the end of the turn. Stage 1 is nothing special, but stage 2 will reduce 3 turns of special bind, or special silence I should say, despair, paralysis, attack down, and for 3 turns heal 10 times recovery at the end of each turn, or at the end of the turn, and heal to max HP if your crew has any of the following buffs, which is damage reduction, threshold cut, or resilience buff. So threshold cut is like Raid Barto, or Raid Barto. Damage reduction is, you know, Alvida, anyone like that. Resilience buff is someone like Legend Barto. Legend Barto has resilience. I'm pretty sure Legend Barto does have resilience. Now this will make sense more with the rest of his batch, so let's move on. We have got, okay, let me do Gastino after. Let's do Veto first. So Veto, he's he is a dex, shooter, and driven unit. He'll boost attack of shooters by 2.5 times and make dex orbs beneficial to shooter units. And his special will pair up very nicely with Chiffon, cut the HP of one enemy by 20%, change top row orbs into matching, and reduce 3 turns of defense up, % damage reduction, and when crew has 6 shooters on the team, reduce damage taken by 90%. So that will activate the second half of Chiffon's special ability with that damage reduction. Alternatively, you could also use Gati. So Gati, he is a quick shooter and driven unit, boosts attack of shooters and driven units by 2.5 times and HP by 1.2 times. His special will, for 3 turns, reduce damage taken above 5,000 by a large amount, so that will also proc Chiffon's second half of her ability. Shuffle all orbs randomly, including block orbs, to type orbs, and when the enemy has a barrier, treat all type orbs as beneficial for shooter units for 3 turns. So essentially, after looking at those specials, you gotta say that Legend V2 Boa is kind of redundant. She does what, like 6 hits of fixed damage, which total up to 120k damage, which really is insignificant, and also delays enemies for 1 turn and then gives the beneficial orb manipulation as well, which, you know, she's kind of redundant. Even as a captain, she's not that great. 3.25 times conditional attack boost as a captain is really not that good, and then her special now, when you have all these different rare recruits, not that great. You know, her legend special is kind of not as good as a rare recruit special now. Let me know what you think about that. She is, however, still has that bombastic, is that even a word? Bombastic artwork, so that's pretty good for Legend Boa. But aside from that, let's go to Gangster Gastino, who is also another dex unit. He is a slash and cerebral type, so it doesn't actually work with the BEGE batch. I'm not entirely sure why he's a slasher type when he has a bazooka in his hand or a rocket launcher, but his captain ability will boost attack of slashes and cerebrals by 2.75 times until you miss a perfect, so Dofi V1 legend memes. Make strength and dex orbs count as beneficial for the same classes, so slasher and cerebrals. Now that in itself is rubbish, but his special ability is pretty good. Poison all enemies. If your captain is slasher or cerebral, increase damage dealt to poisoned or strongly poisoned enemies by 1.75 times for 3 turns. 3 turns conditional attack boost is very, very nice. And guess what, guys? He is a cerebral unit once again. So once again, cerebral just have everything. They have like every single kind of damage reduction, damage boost, conditional attack boost, all the conditionals, all the utility. Cerebral has it all except for like some berserk captain. Like the highest attack boost in captain right now is 3.5 times, which is V2 Rayleigh. But cerebral, they really have it all. Highest chain lock, highest chain boost, highest attack boost, highest conditionals, highest everything basically other than that. So yeah, cerebral getting a lot of love with this again. But Legend BEGE, he is the main prize of this SUGOFEST. Now I have the SUGOFEST on my phone here, and as far as I can see, the first multiple is not discounted, but the first multiple is all 4-star and above. So it's going to cost you 50 gems, but it is all 4-star and above. And all of these units, I believe, will be boosted for some sort of event, and I believe this event is going to be Colosseum Oven. Yep, Colosseum Oven, they'll be boosted by 1.25 times for HP recovery and attack, and have 6 turn cooldown reduction, all of the units in this batch. Now this SUGOFEST, in my opinion, TLDR is a big trap. It is a big trap. The first multiple, yes, is all gonna be all golds and above. Second multiple, you're going to get one of the banner units, so any one of the units I just mentioned there. The third multiple, guaranteed legend. Fourth multiple is going to be all gold and above. Second and third multiples, by the way, will have silvers in them. The fifth multiple will also be a banner unit as well. And the sixth multiple will be one of the rated up SUGOFEST units, so one of the rated up reds in there. Ninth multiple, also a rated up red, and 12th multiple and 15th multiple also rated up reds. My recommendation though is do not put on this SUGOFEST. Yes, it's very nice. Capone BEGE is a very nice character. The artwork is superb, but realistically speaking, I'm sure most people are not the biggest fans of BEGE. They're not like, I wouldn't say he's anywhere near as popular as, for example, Katakuri or Law. He's still a popular character. And of course, shooter characters, I'm assuming a lot of people don't have boxes stacked up with loads of good shooter subs or shooter units in general. But they are there. There are good shooter free-to-play units as well. If you are lucky on this SUGOFEST, you're going to have the whole shooter batch. And of course, there's probably going to be some Kai Colosseum or Neo Raid or something like that, Kai Raid, where shooters are going to be one of the important classes to use, and then you're going to want to have Legend BEGE. But at the end of the day, I would not recommend pulling on this SUGOFEST. That's my honest opinion. Legend BEGE, so I would easily put him as a top 10 legend overall. Top 10 captain, definitely. Probably around the 5 to 6th best legend captain. Very, very good captain. And of course, his special is not that great as a sub. You know, you might as well just use Legend Ace instead. But overall, very nice unit. I know I've written there that you will transform into Big Father. Now, in the wording of the special, I don't believe it says anything about having to be a captain. So I'm not sure if Legend BEGE actually needs to be your captain to transform into Big Father. Let me just double check that on my mobile here, because if you can transform into Big Father without having to be the captain, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let me take a look here. On activation of the special, if your crew has 6 units, deduct 85% HP and turn into Big Father. As far as I can see, it doesn't say anything about having to have BEGE as a captain. So if he can transform into Big Father as a sub, that's pretty interesting. If I made a mistake there, please do correct me in the comment section down below. Guys, you may want to check out the comment section down below to see if I have made a mistake on that. I'm just going to refresh the Reddit to see if that's been clarified as well, because I don't think anything has been said about that. I actually think you can transform into Big Father even if you're not the captain, which would make him actually a very, very good sub. Now, he has sailor abilities as well. Shooter characters will treat sign in orbs as beneficial, which is actually very good. Although, why would you use BEGE as a shooter sub when, you know, his captain, he's the best shooter captain in the game. So do keep that in mind as well. And yeah, okay. That's the Legend BEGE batch, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry it was a little bit sloppy at the end there, but that's a new batch. Shooters are great again. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Are you excited for this batch? What would you like to see from Big Father? I really hope his sprite is good. Big Father's sprite is good. I'm very excited to see it. Japan Uber Alice will most likely have a video on it. Link in the description down below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you are going to be pulling on this SUGOFEST, please don't pull. But if you are going to ignore that and still pull, I wish you the very best of luck. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And bye-bye.